My respectable pranams to each and every one of you. Yesterday, I could record and upload a message on idol worship. Idol worship against which Zakir Naik and a few Christian missionaries are working against it. Very recently, I happened to watch a video in which Zakir Naik was asking a question to a Muslim who is named with a Hindu name. The video watchers may think that the question is asked by a Hindu, but really in all Zakir Naik's drama, it is the Muslim who has been given the Hindu name and they will be acting like Hindus. Here the so-called Hindu was asking a question to Zakir Naik about idol worship and Zakir Naik was telling to this so-called Hindu, why do you worship man-made idols? Man-made idols should not be worshipped because the God himself is available for worshipping. So we need not worship so many gods in the human form, animal form or any other form. Directly worship the God. We need not and we should not worship anything created by the human beings. And yesterday another fellow was also telling, another Muhammad Ali through YouTube was telling that everything existing in this world that is created by God. What I wanted to convey you, the Muslims worship the black stone present inside Kaaba. Like Shivalinga, that black stone you can understand everything about it, and Kaaba. If you just search Google, they used to do pradakshinam to Kaaba. The black stone, the gold covering, the muslin covering of the black stone, the Kaaba, everything is created by human being. And it is told that once in 100 years, Kaaba used to be renovated and reconstructed. That is also done by human being. And the worship or the so-called consecration activities are done by the king of Saudi Arabia. He is also a human being. And the Zamzam, so on locations are all created by human being. Muslims worship the black stone. Muslim worship the gold cover. Muslim worship that muslin. They do pradakshinam and worship the human constructed Kaaba. And remember that Quran is written in Arabi language. Arabi language is created by human being. And it is explained that Prophet Muhammad got guidance from the angel Gabriel. Who gave the name to Prophet Muhammad? Human being gave. Who gave the name to Gabriel? Angel. Angel is given the name Gabriel by human being. And Arabic language is created by human being. It is written by human being. The paper used for printing Quran is produced by human beings. The books are produced by human being in the press. And take for that matter everything on which the Muslims worship, saying that Allah is omnipotent, omnipresent. The name Allah, that itself is given by human being. So it is as simple as that. Even the concept of Allah or concept of Jehovah or concept of God under any head, that is also created by human being. Out of 1.6 million type of animals on the surface of the globe earth, only human beings worship the God. Because intellectually human being can create an image of God in the mind of people. So the word Allah, the word Quran, the word Pravachaka or Prophet, the lines of Quran, the book of Quran, the Kaaba, the black stone, and everything connected with the Islamic emblem. And the emblem, the crescent moon and star, it is selected not by Allah but by human being. The Hajj is connected with the human being. And 117 crore goats and sheep are killed during Bakrid. The machine for killing or sacrificing the god, that is also made by human being. When everything is made by human being, then what is the problem in worshipping the human made idol? And according to Hindus, the whole cosmic system is filled with the divine power. Isha Vasyam idam sarvam yat kinja jagatyam jagada. That is what we say. If the cosmic system, the whole cosmos filled with the divine power, our solar system is part of this cosmic system. In the solar system, our earth is a part of the solar system. If the whole cosmos is manifestation of divinity, naturally solar system is also manifestation of divinity. If solar system is divine in nature, naturally part of that earth is divine. If earth is divine, all the parts of earth will also be divine. So mountains will be divine. If mountain is divine, the part of mountain, the granite stone or marble stones are also divine. And if marble and granite part of earth, part of mountain, part of cosmic system, if they are divine, naturally an idol carved out of a granite will also be divine. And remember, yesterday another Muslim told me that everything is created by Allah. Okay, very good. If everything is created by Allah and Allah is the most adorable phenomenon, then naturally all created by Allah is also divine and adorable. This human being is created by Allah, and the granite is also created by Allah, or marble is also created by Allah, and this human being created by Allah carved a sculpture or an idol from the Allah's creation of granite. So both are creation of Allah. Then what is wrong in worshipping the idol? It will be good only. Think about it. Don't act the drama like that. And remember everything. I am repeating, the black stone in Kaaba, Kaaba has got two doors, and it used to be repaired every century. Repairing is done by human being. Doors are made by human being. Its lock and key are made by human beings. That is stored by the king of Saudi Arabia. He is a human being. When every mosque is built by a human being, and they are looking towards the direction of Kaaba, wherever they are worshipping throughout the world, then naturally everything connected with the Quran, everything connected with the Prophet, everything connected with Allah, everything connected with the so-called worship and the framed Quranic verses kept in the home, the framed one, that is also created by human being. The frame is made by human being. The scripture written form in Arabic is also done by human being. Then why you are worshipping, my dear brothers, these things? If you can worship those human being created material, why not worship an idol also? Indirectly many people used to worship the dead body, the cremation ground of the Muslims. And Christians also used to propagate the message that none should worship the idol. But remember, cross itself is an idol. Jesus hanging in the cross is an idol. Altar is an idol. You know, whenever you go to St. Joseph, St. Francis, St. Mary's Church, the plaster of Paris idol is kept with a plastic garland. That is also idol. Even church itself is an idol, mosque itself is an idol. You are all worshipping idols. But as usual, Christians and Muslims do one thing and say a different thing. Now these two type of people are engaged in increasing their number. Just like political parties enroll membership by hooks and crooks, they enroll the membership and increase their number. And very interestingly, another message what I wanted to tell, this, the samvadam, the argument is going on frequently, and few Muslims called me and said, why not argue directly with Zakir Naik? I told them, it is not my duty to argue with somebody and convince somebody. My duty is to inform the people who are getting derailed by listening to these lunatic messages, telling that Allah, Prophet Muhammad, Quran, all these things are mentioned in Veda, Bhavishya Purana, Upanishad and so on. So my information to you is that if Quranic verses are there in Veda, Allah is there in Veda, Prophet Muhammad name is there in Veda, and Vedas are written far before Quran, then why not worship Veda instead of going to Quran? Everything is mentioned in Veda, then worship Veda or Bhavishya Purana, that is enough. And another thing what I have seen, many Muslim youth, they say something just like whatever they feel saying, and then they quote Rig Veda, 12th chapter, 11th line. Rig Veda RV. They say that sun is rising in the west. Then Yajur Veda YV, 18th chapter, 12th line. Earth is flat. That is mentioned in Rig Veda. So many crack messages, crazy messages evolving from the brain of so-called Muslims and Christians, and they say that these nonsenses are all told in Vedas. And unfortunately or surprisingly, the Christians and Muslims want certificate of Veda and Bhavishya Purana to say that Quran and Bible are great. Jesus will be graced only if they get the certificate from Veda. That is why they are propagating the most crooked, false, fraud messages that Jesus Christ. This is explained in Vedas, in Puranas, in Darshanas. So many people do the so-called fraud research, and whatever they feel in their mind, they quote from Vedas, Upanishad, and say that this is given in Bible. Or they quote from Bible and say that this is given in Vedas. So no Hindu does anything by saying that Indian literature, Indian message, Indian customs and rituals, or Indian knowledge is given in Bible, so Indian knowledge is great. Not even a single so-called atheist communist also will never say like that. So now Zakir Naik also needs the certificate of Hindu Vedas, and so many Christian fraud missionaries also need a certificate from Indian Purana and Veda for propagating their religion. If they want to get the certificate from Hindu book, then why not worship only Hindu book? Why to go to inferior thing? Generally it is like that. If I am applying for a job, I should be given and I have to produce a certificate from a scholarly person to prove that my conduct and character are good. So a scholarly person certificate is needed for proving that I am good. It is like that. Now Zakir Naik and so-called Muslim fraud missionaries, they take the certificate from Veda, from Purana, even though no such certificate is given. Because Vedas are written about 2000, 3000, 4000 years prior to Bible, and 5 to 6000 years prior to Quran. So how can these very recent literature information appear in the so-called old ancient Indian literature? It can never happen. So all the Muslims and all the Christians are now looking for Indian literature, Indian customs and rituals, Indian concept of spirituality, and Indian messages, Indian stories, Indian experiences, and telling the poor followers that these are all given in Quran and Bible. So you follow Quran and Bible. My simple request to the followers of the Christianity and Muslim, if all these are given in India, and India is your motherland, and your blood is Indian blood, your culture is Indian culture, whenever you are going outside India, you are known as an Indian and Hindu, then why to follow other religion? Be a Hindu right from birth to death. Never try to argue with the so-called frauds. Convincing them is very difficult, because they are spreading Christianity and Islam like a corporate business. Enough money is coming for converting Hindus. No account need be shown to any tax officers. So in the corporate business, conversion is the business, and that is aimed international level. That is by utilizing Hindu dharmic messages and telling that these things are all there in India. So follow the outsider religion. Outsider religion means Islam and Christianity. If you want to know about Zamzam, just to go to Google Kaaba, and you can also see another article which has not been banned. Kaaba is a perfect temple. Full details are given in Google. Just give Kaaba, that is enough. And similarly, Saint Francis Xavier, He has massacred, killed 40,000 Hindus who were reluctant, who were not interested in converting themselves into Christianity. He has just smashed 1410 temples. That real killer has been named as saint in Christianity, and many churches have been built. Remember, the truth will remain and lie will just vanish. That is why in America, in England and in Europe, Christianity is no more at all. If the grip of Islam is loosened, that will also dissolve just like ice. But because of that rigidity, people are afraid to come out in both religion. But the thinkers, scholars and scientists like Bernard Shaw, Bertrand Russell and Abraham Lincoln, they have given up this religion. And many of the concepts given in these literature, they can be 100% against science. That is the speciality. So think about it. Whether you follow Christianity or Islam is none of my business. But you are being cheated by Zakir Naik. You are being cheated by Koshi Abraham, Gamaliel, Benjamin and Matthew George. These are all the people who fraudulently translate Upanishad and Vedas into the so-called Christian field, just like the Christians are taking Dwajastambam, Christians are taking saffron cloth, Christians are taking the stone lamp, Christians are following Hindu rituals, not wholeheartedly. That is for cheating Hindus and converting them. That has been the practice for the last 2000 years, being supported by their priests and the fathers and the bishops. But outside they are so much secular, beautiful and polite. Inside they know what to do, when to do, why to do, how to do, where to do. Full politicians are supporting these two minorities, thinking wrongly that these Christians and Muslims will be voting for them. Unfortunately or unluckily, external unity we do not have, internal unity we do have. So think about it. Don't surrender your logical analysis, wisdom, intellectual capacity to any Zakir Naik or any bishop or any priest. Whether you are a Hindu, Christian or Muslim, think independently, rationally, logically, scientifically. Then try to find out answer by yourself. Then move forward. That should be your attitude. Zakir Naik and so many other Muslim Maulavis, they want to be ignorant, they want to keep their followers also ignorant. That is why Muslim, Hindu name for Muslim, and acting the drama through samvadam, dialogue, conversation, discussion and so on, and uploading in the YouTube. Think about it. With these words, I would like to express my gratitude for your patient listening. Copy the link and give to others also. If you do not know the answer, don't try to answer any question. Ignorance is not a mistake, but propagating ignorance is the mistake. Thank you very much. Pranamasti.